This is new flavor. It's like a number or something. You put this shit up.
You need to quit farting in your living room so you don't have to light incense.
Man, bro. I'm casting that away, bro. Yo, baby.
Yeah, you're casting your internal spirits. That's what you're doing. That's the demons. Leave this body.
What's up? All right.
Man, we got some people in today.
Yeah, we do.
Let's go to see who we got here. I guess the first one today was Hippie John. Hippie John, thank you for being here today.
Hippie John, what's up, man?
And of course, we have Berto. Berto, how you doing?
Berto, hermano, ¿cómo estás?
Jesse's here with us again. Thank you for being here.
Rorschach in here. I like Lady Rorschach. Because, like, when I be talking about nerdy shit, it's appreciated.
Let me turn down the volume on the music.
I don't see you, Lady Rorschach. Don't think I don't see you. I got a slogan.
All right. Then you already said hi to Lady Rorschach. We got B Wizzle.
Wizzle.
B Wizzle's here with us. Linda. That's the first time I've seen the name. Thank you for being here with us, Linda. Crown Tail. Hi, Crown Tail. How you doing?
What up?
All right. Well,
how you been?
I've been good, man. I can't lie. It's actually been pretty good for me. Been real busy at work. Hey, Bunny. How's it going? Hey, thank you very much. It looks like we'll be doing one of your gifts that you donated to the Fish Fam. And we were the fortunate ones to have, I guess it's a beta kit. And that was donated by Bunny Viper.
It's supposed to be a secret.
No, the gifts are allowed to be said what they are. What you can't say is when it's going to happen.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, what's the point? The point is you don't know when. You just know, yeah.
It could be today. It could be next week. You know, you just never know. You just got to be present.
Be present.
Yeah, there you go. How you doing, Fish Fam? Christmas.
What's up? So,
Zen, thank you for being here, Mandy.
Who's in here? Mandy Pandy? Jen?
Yep.
Damn. Christmas, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What's next?
It's the expensive time of the year.
Right. So what you got to look forward to?
I'm looking forward to, I guess, to a lot of things. I was just talking to my wife, and she was talking. Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. And you, Loc Austin, thank you for being here. She was just telling me right now that next year she wants to be. She wants to spend the holidays vacationing. Okay. So I was asking her, where do you want to go? She wants to go to the Europe, I guess. So it's always been either Italy or Spain, and she's kind of in between the two. So I need to start planning for the holidays next year.
Why Europe though, man?
Okay, let me do that. They're asking me to do a little task over here.
What you need? Fish Fam needs a wrench, George?
Yep. I got to wrench them up. Let me. So, you got any plans for the end of this year or beginning of next?
Yeah. I got plans. You know,
You always got plans. You got any big moves going on?
Nothing huge. Nah, nothing outside the normal shit I do. You know? Hugs, love, crying, maybe a few vintage. Nothing crazy.
Fish Fam should be should be a moderator now. You know what? I think I'm going to switch up my audio because I'm used to hearing you better. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm itching, bro. I want to get into this topic. Shit about to be epic. Not, So, man, ooh. I got a lot to do, though, to get ready for, just getting ready to transition. You're muted. I can't hear you.
It's probably a good thing you couldn't hear what I was saying then.
Probably. It's usually not of relevance anyway.
Yeah, usually. Especially when I talk about you.
Why do people do that anyway? Why do people resort to those tactics? What does it say deeper about what that person may or may not be going through?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of, dude, thank you for letting me come up on your individual joint. When you had Hippie John and the homie Wizzle on. That was cool. It was different. And even though it wasn't specifically about fish, it was good to be on somebody's platform and talk to other hobbyists, but talk about something relevant. We wasn't just, locker room frat boy slap assing, which I see a lot of.
Well, but
like it.
Okay.
It was cool. Thank you.
I know you and I have had that. It's still dead, Michael. I know you and I have had that discussion, but here's the thing that I've come to learn about our community and the streams and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is what's so kind of unique and interesting and cool at the same time is that not all streams have to be about the hobby itself.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. We are a community. And as a community, we all have different interests. The idea of having these streams sometimes is just a way for us to connect, come together, and just talk. I mean, it's like a hangout. Hey, Ricky. It's just a way that we can hang out. And, like I've always said, the commonality or the common thread between all of us is either having fish or the interest in fish. And so I know there's some contention out there because some channels, they never do anything about fish keeping. Well, that's fine. That's fine because I like going to those channels because I get to interact with the people in the chat. That's how every time I go to one of these, I get to say hi to Lady Roar, and all these names that are here with us are the same people that I get to interact with on a different channel doing something else. And it's a lot of the times one of the things that I get a kick out of is those streams that is just about really nothing. It's just about talking about everyday things. Those midday. The reason I kind of enjoy them so much is because of my work schedule. I'm always working and it's always revolving. So it's kind of neat that I can jump on pretty much at any time of the day and somebody's going to be going. For example, last night, right around like 3:00 in the morning, Pinky was going live. Pinky Promise.
Yeah.
And I had seen her in the chats, but never really had an opportunity to speak with her. And she was going live because she couldn't sleep and she was just playing music. I jumped in there and just started talking to her. We got to talking about the devil pupfish. Turns out that she originally is from San Diego. Now she's up North California. And it was really cool because if it wasn't for that type of stream, we would have never have connected and spoken. I know B Wizzle knows her pretty well because she mentioned him. And it's funny how we're all in a way connected together, and that's what I kind of like about it. That's why
I was going to ask you, do you like interacting?
I do.
This like me and you interact. You feel me?
I guess I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
I'm more of a social. I thrive in groups of people. Um, I can be by myself, but if I go too long being by myself,
Mm-hmm.
plants,
I
all
see that.
plants,
That's why I shook my head. I got you, John. You know
and
what I mean?
what was I saying? Oh, if
You're an
I
introvert, fool.
yeah, if I like.
You're a weirdo. Fucking
And I
weirdo.
like meeting people. That's why it's always been easy for me to get in front of people and speak. And I did public speaking for a while, for a long
Okay.
while actually. And
I
I've
can tell,
always,
man.
well, yeah, but I mean, this is a little different because I don't get that immediate feedback from the audience as to when you're trying to deliver a message and stuff like that. I mean, you get to see it in the chat, but it's a little bit more sterile because you don't really get the emotion a lot of the times behind the comment or the reaction. Even though you can use memes and all that stuff, there's a little bit of a difference, and hence why I always like, if I have an option, even though we're not face to face per se, but at least I'm seeing you on the camera. I like reading. I like seeing people's body language, and
Yeah.
because you can pick up a lot. Maybe you say something that they find offensive, even though they don't tell you that. You register that and realize, okay, that's not either a subject or a topic that that person wants to talk about. So it's those cues that I
Why
like.
you ain't lying? I'm listening to you and I'm just letting it soak in, bro. Oh my god. Like that's why I asked you that. Interaction.
Mhm.
Is it really interaction, bro? You feel me?
Well, I think this being able to see you as we speak to me is the closest thing I'm going to have without you and I being in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, don't make it
Uh,
weird now, but I got you.
no, we know what I'm talking about,
You know?
and
Oh,
and so but that's why I yeah, I guess I'm very social. I like being around people. I like I like the energy that you get from a crowd,
right.
especially when it's a good atmosphere and everybody's happy and jiving. That I feed off of that.
I
That
can
I
see
get that
that.
energy. So
I
but
can
that's
see
just,
that.
and that's why I decided to go that day. It's not. I don't think it's something that I'm going to do a regular. As a matter of fact, today in the shower when I was getting ready for this, I was thinking about it. I said, well, maybe um, I can come on once a month and just kind of do like a 10-minute rant, 15-minute rant, or about whatever is is going on, and then jump off. And if people want to add to or add commentary to that, then we could do that. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty fun. Um, what I really liked about it is we were having conversations, very interesting conversations. Um,
Yeah,
so
it
that.
was. Like, it was like it was cool, man. That's why, like, for real, like, thank you for that. Because it bleeds through, man. Like, the people is a big part of the what the hell is the point of having a fish tank if you ain't got nobody to be like, hey bro, look what I got.
Yeah.
Like that's you gotta be able to do that in some capacity. And you tweak it. And so like you an extrovert, right? This is perfect for you because you like people in real life.
Yes.
I'm I saw a meme. Somebody did a shorter reel. I don't know if it was on YouTube or on Instagram, but the dude was like, when you an introvert, but you an extrovert, but then you an introvert, but you an extrovert, but you an introvert. That guy, yeah, that me. Like, I fuck with people, but I ain't really fucking with people. Like I
Well,
ain't really trying to.
see, if you were to ask me, I would say you're an introvert. Anybody
Yeah,
that I know that gets anxiety being around people, it's an introvert. That's why you don't like being around people.
yeah, that's true.
So
Oh, I got a disaster. You know what that sound is, y'all?
what, water?
No, it's a goddamn pump running dry. I'll be back. Damn.
Well, while he goes deals with that, let me welcome. I know I saw a couple of people come in here. Let me see. I want to make sure. New Local Austin, thank you for being here. Let's see. Who else? I saw a couple of other people. And I was thinking, don't forget to say hi. Let me see. Oh, okay. Laura Victoria, thank you for being here with us. Hey, Kirk. Thanks for dropping in.
Woo!
And Ciclet Aquarius, thank you for being here with us.
Got it.
Yeah, I did.
So like, check this out, right?
And that's the only reason I dare say make that comment, Bunny, is because I know the man. We've had conversation. And I wouldn't have probably guessed that a year ago, or well, I didn't know you a year ago, but let's say 6 months ago, I would have thought he wasn't. I thought he would have been an extrovert, but in reality, he is. Hey, hello, Miguel.
Miguel. No, man.
So let me do this then. Just give me a second. Para los que están aquí que hablan español y a lo mejor no entienden el inglés, pero lo quieren, les gustaría hacer preguntas y se sienten más cómodos haciéndolo en español. Sí. Con toda confianza, déjenos ahí en los comentarios, nomás póngale @Mexicali, Fish Plants y más, y así de esa manera yo lo puedo ver, va a resaltar aquí en la conversación y ya podemos contestar cualquier duda que tengan. Tanto yo y Steve, los dos hablamos español, así que
cualquier cosa.
Siéntanse con toda confianza de que si quieren hacer alguna pregunta, pero no se sienten cómodos haciéndola en inglés o lo que sea, estamos aquí para servirles en español también. Sí. So with that, let's get into the topic today, man.
Okay. Interaction is cool to
You're freezing,
lead
buddy.
into the topic, right?
Hey. You were
because like what? Am I loud?
No, you're cutting out. You're robotic.
Huh.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Am I not robotic now?
No, you're good now.
Okay. What about now? Yeah?
Yeah. So far, yes.
Interaction, bro. That's what I asked you for. Like, that is part, like, that's what you do. You get a question for something. You hit somebody up. You be at the store. You want to buy something. You hit somebody up. And I've been able to do that. Like that. That's like how I got to know people in the hobby, period, in real life is there was them weirdos that'll talk fish with you all day. Obviously, we all here on today. But back in the day before internet, even before the days of Yahoo Chat, you remember Yahoo Chat?
Yeah.
You had to go to the pet store. You had to frequent the pet store, and you'd see the locals in there. It's kind of like somebody a drunk. You know who at the bar on Tuesday at 11:45 when you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know who at the bar on Friday at normal time at 5 o'clock, all the people with jobs working at the plant or whatever. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it was the same thing at the fish store. Like, yeah, he be in here. So that's the best part about it, man. So today we doing plants.
Yeah.
Plants.
Yeah. That really is a topic that is really coming for my own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was alluding in my pop-up, that was a conversation that we started to have. And I told you to put a pin in it because I think it's a better conversation to be had here with it and share it with everybody else. So as some people might be learning today, so will I at the same time. And this all started because for a while now, and I guess trends is another thing that we were going to talk about on a different episode, but maybe we can touch on it. Our hobby, you know how it goes through these cycles and these trends that are going on. And it seems like in the last year, the one thing that I'm starting to see more is incorporating houseplants into your aquariums. And I'm talking beyond just pothos, because pothos has been done for quite some time now. But you're starting to see more broader leaf kind of plants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the popularity of the other types of aquariums, with terrariums or paludariums, whatever you want to call them, and it kind of helps bridge that, bringing that nature more into your aquarium.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of now at the point where it's kind of piqued my interest. And as
you see my last Instagram reel?
Yeah.
I got nature in my house.
Well, you got it right behind you too. You hardly ever talk about that stuff.
That much nature. Yeah, there's a little nature. We're gonna have a lot of nature in a minute because it's gonna get cold. All the shit got to come in the house. All of it.
And it all started the conversation because I got a peace lily that I put in one of my aquariums.
At the final.
And you were roasting me about it. And so that's kind of how this spurs. And then obviously I'm at the local Wally World here, and I start looking through the clearance aisles for the plants because it's going to be coming winter time, and they're having the little fire sales because those plants are not going to make it if they stay there. And I start sending you pictures, and you're like, nope, yes, nope, yes, yes.
Bro, so, before you put a pin, stay there. Before we go into this, people, I want y'all to understand this is a real conversation. This is how George learns, and this is how I talk. So, like, do realize that there's going to be some stuff happen. Nothing's meant by it. Look past it and get to the deeper meaning of the message being conveyed. With that being said, he was sending me a bunch of stupid bullshit, and I was like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Don't be the R word. And then he was laughing, and he was like, save it for the show. I want to learn. We need to talk about this on the show. So let her rip. Yeah.
So I was snapping photographs of some of these plants that I thought were really nice, and I would send them to you, and a couple of the ones that I picked, I guess you said eventually they could have gotten converted into water only. But there had to be a certain process that you had to do. And that's what I said. It's too complicated. I just want the ones that I can shake the dirt off of them, rinse them out, and plop them directly into the aquarium. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I want you to walk me through which plants, and if you don't mind showing me around your house, the plants that you have, so that I get a point of reference as to what I can, easily put in an aquarium to help me make it look a little bit more, I guess, outdoorsy, if that's a term or not, and at the same time,
I know what you mean. I'm looking for the text messages, but it's on it's on my burner phone. Let me get my burner. Hold on.
Well, anyways, and so as anybody that's seen my channel or my shorts, I like plants. I mean, the only one that's sort of an oddball tank that I have in here that really doesn't. There's two tanks that I have that they're not full of plants, and that's the one right behind me because all that has is some swords, Amazon swords in there, and then the goldfish tank, and that's for obvious reasons. Those guys, just about every other plant that I've tried in there, they've kind of eaten. Yeah, I even had some anubias in there, and eventually they started nibbling on the edges of the petal, the leaves.
Yeah.
And we're tearing them up, so I pulled them out and put them in a different tank, and they're starting to recuperate there. So the only thing I have in there now that has worked is hornwort, and I've always kind of liked hornwort, even though it's such a
I love hornwort.
Such a simple plant. I think it really looks good in that aquarium. And but so that's kind of where we're at with that. I've been watching some of the other content creators, and I've seen what they've done with some of these plants, but it always seems to be the same plants over and over. Like the ones that I always see are either like peace lilies, pothos. There's a certain little.
Damn.
You ready? I'm ready.
All right. Look, So a plant is a plant is a plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here go a good example. This is an example. This decoration. You see this bastard here?
Yeah.
It is dehydrated. And I didn't water it on purpose.
Okay.
So this is Lucky Bamboo. Believe this is Dracaena
Oh, okay.
Cinderiana. All right. This ain't a Janet Craig. I thought it was a Janet Craig, but it's not. All right. Lucky Bamboo is a perfect example of how plants get exploited and how you can manipulate them to do what you want based on the understanding of them. You did?
Okay.
So, like, my whole thing on it was art, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want it to look good, first and foremost, excuse me. And then, secondly, I want it to work. I want it to be sustainable. I want it to make sense.
Oh.
I want it to be functional, etc. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this plant that I just showed you it'll get watered as soon as we get off of here. But it's in the same family as these ones behind me. I got some not so common ones, but it ain't like they're like hyped up rare. I got this one. It's this is Gigantea, and they're dry. Everything's dry right now because it's winter.
Okay.
Once I get everything in the house, I'm gonna increase the humidity. I got yeah. Go ahead. What you got?
Yeah. Okay. So during
I'm about to give y'all the bat cam. I'm gonna give y'all another view.
Okay, does that only apply to houseplants where you don't want to water them as much in the winter, or does that also apply to your garden outside?
Well, it's physics. Look, bro. At the end of the day, water evaporates, right?
Okay.
So, like in the winter, it's not the grow season. The moist environment is going to be conducive for other things to grow, but not necessarily for your plants. Those other things are different, like funguses, molds, diseases, etc. So it's not to say don't water them or water them less. It's just how you water them. And if you're properly taking care of the plant, I'm gonna be honest to you, it's 2022, bro. The seasons really don't mitigate anything anymore. You can grow. You feel me? You see what I'm getting at?
Well, and I kind of want
to doors.
I kind of want to put this out there too, though, because probably people looking at me like, "What do you mean you don't water them?" and asking these questions. The reason is because I live in Arizona, and out here, other than succulents and cactus or cacti, those type of plants, that's everything out here is that what is it, desert scapes or whatever. It wasn't until recently that my wife has taken an interest in having plants in ceramic pottery, and try to bring some green to the back patio, and we're always killing stuff.
We'll see, but that goes to understanding. So xeriscaping is huge, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting bigger here because it follows the money is all. It's all about the money, right?
Okay.
So you got the blue wave of gentrification happening, coming eastward to here to Texas, to the Houston area, but Texas as a whole, and all that landscaping is coming with them. They want to xeriscape. They want to kill all the grass because it's unethical. They want to put rocks down and plant drought-resistant plants, native plants. I got one of the homies. He's an art nerd. And he's going to be mad at me, but I don't give a damn. I had to have like a bro talk with him, like, bruh, you better cut your damn yard. He was like, no, man, it's cool. It's art. I'm rewilding my yard. I was like, no, then you're going to get a damn sanitation nuisance ordinance from the city is what the fuck you gonna get. You better cut your damn grass. It's unsanitary. It's an eyesore. It attracts vermin. But I understood the concept. I said, dude, you can rewild your yard, but it has to make sense. It has to make sense to the people that enforce rules, meaning build some borders, put some of the edges around it, make it organized, make it look nice, rewild it like that, make some pathways and shit, and say, this is ragweed, or this is lobelia or Cardinia ordinalis or whatever, So like it's getting there. The money follows it. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But like pertaining to like the aquarium hobby, I never, and I do mean this, I never differentiated the two.
Yeah, well, I know that much. I mean, because you always...
There's no line. It all go. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all media. It's all material for me. It's art, but more importantly, like I'm a nerd. So it's like nature. You feel me? I got to have it. You got to bend it. You need it. Some people, everybody likes their media, So like the crazy thing is it looks good, but I'm not really doing nothing special. Okay. What I have in here is a bunch of easy to care for, low demand plants, but they're hard to come by because people don't understand them and they kill them because they over care for them. You did?
Well, and that's going into what I was talking about, trends. One of the things, because right now I'm working graveyards, so I get a lot of downtime and I took a deep dive last night because we were going to talk about this.
Right.
And I'm finding that there's two hobbies that are starting to merge and cross-pollinate. And that's, I didn't realize how big the houseplant hobby was.
You did?
No, I didn't. Not until recently. And the reason I say that is because some of the same people that I follow for fish are now really getting heavily into houseplants and all this stuff. And I'm seeing, because of that, I start following some of the content that they're watching. And I came across some of the bigger plant channels that are starting to, kind of go into the aquarium side of the hobby. So it's kind of neat to stay on the outside and watching these two hobbies kind of come together and introducing people kind of like me. I'm starting to slowly not only keeping plants in tanks, but now I want other plants to keep in the fish room to kind of break up the hardness of the square boxes and try to make it a little bit more out, like if it was the outdoors. So, and I think what's fascinating some of the plant people is the fact that you could also have gardens in a water box. So it's real interesting. I mean, that's just something that, and I don't know if it's just me that has noticed that.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right, let's take care of some plants. I got to do it anyway. And I'm
Okay.
gonna talk while I do that. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me.
Here, as a matter of fact, let me get off so that you can have the two cameras on you and you can't have the computer with you. We can't hear you, Steve. Your phone's muted. You got to mute your computer because if you're going to be getting away from it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you got to mute your computer.
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better?
Let's see. Speak. There you go.
All right, check it out. So, like, all these plants are in the same family.
Okay.
Like, dead ass. This is Cordyline. This is a Janet Craig. This is Dracaena. This is a Massagiana, a Dracaena. This is a Massagiana giant heart. Okay.
Okay.
This is green Gigantea. I'm sorry. And this is green heart right here. This is another Massagiana, Dracaena. This is a Janet Craig. I got this bitch, the flower, bro. Look at it. It's to the roof or the ceiling, I guess. ¿Qué dice eso? El techo, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Así mismo. Pero ya, mira, es tocando. Okay, it's touching. So, all these are in the same family. Here's another one.
Hey,
Here's
when you
another
say,
one.
Steve, stop. On that one right there, that Jenny Craig, you said it is?
Janet.
Oh, Janet.
Yeah. Boy, you tripping. He said Jenny.
Yep. I thought that's what you said. Anyways, when you said it flowered, what does the flower look like?
It's a flower spike. Hey, I'm finna show y'all one outside. One of my quarter lines is flowering. Ooh. Hold up. I'm gonna turn my camera off so I don't like dox myself. You feel me?
All right.
Give me one moment. Just stay with me, cuz this shit finna go hard. And it's cold too, so I gotta hurry up. Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Hey,
Look.
thanks for joining us, Johanny.
Look at that shit, boy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at
Oh,
that.
okay.
Look
So
at that.
it's like an Anubias, the flower.
Yeah, we finna get to that. This is a
Oh,
fluorescence, is what it's called.
now based on, and this is obviously me not knowing anything about plants. I'm looking
Tell
at the
me, I don't know
leaf.
what the fuck I be doing. It's like it's loaded with blooms, dog.
Okay.
On the front porch
Are
too.
these?
East facing window. Fuck with me. That's plant nerd stuff. My bad. I flex. It's a Texas thing. Go ahead, bro. Keep talking. I'm listening to you.
Well, I don't want to talk over you. That's why.
Dude, I'm talking to myself, but y'all just get to enjoy it. I'm sharing this with you. It's just a moment. That's all. Go ahead.
So you can't think to yourself.
No.
Well, anyway, what I was getting at, I see that these leaves seem real thick and waxy.
Mm-hmm.
Are they somehow related to the Anubiases in the aquarium?
No.
Okay, they're totally different species.
Yeah, not too far away from them though. You understand?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show you something that's more closely related to Anubias, which is an aroid. We're about to get to that.
Oh, yeah. Like an orchid.
No, aroid. When I say aroid, it's a big ass family of plants. Duckweed. Boy, we finna go hard. Look at this Congo. I'm gonna put you on the leaf. Look at this Congo. All right, this is Congo rojo. It's a philodendron. All right. I'm not claiming this leaf, but it did open here. I was treating it. So we're getting rid of this spot. The homie, he trusted me with it. This is my leaf. This is my first leaf. Look at it, bitch. It's clean. All right. I got some more coming up. You got to treat it. I wasn't really tripping about it because it's not too infested. I brung her home like this, but we're getting her better. Look at this. It's going away. Y'all go check it out on Instagram. The progress is there. Go ahead, George. Shoot.
No, I'm listening.
But this is this one. This is Congo rojo. It's philodendron. This right here is this is residual neem, and it's dust too. Like no bullshit, but I don't get back there to wipe them leaves. I just wipe the ones that I can reach because I don't like it rubbing up against my dad bod and making my shirt have that stain on it, like I peed on myself in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying, I don't want the when I missed. I'm about to miss.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Okay, when you say you're treating, and again, this is me learning about plants. What do you mean by treating? Is it need nutrients or is
it? Look.
Oh,
in this bottle, before I shake it anymore, it was separated. This is neem oil, a solution. And I do use the numbers on this bottle, and I sit on the computer, and I use that trig calculator app to get it down to the goddamn nanoliter, because I don't want to kill my stuff. And you just eyeball it. But look,
that's a fertilizer for the plant?
Yeah, watch it emulsify. Now, what this is it's just neem tree oil. And this is a fungicide, pesticide. It's a bunch of different sides.
Oh, okay, but why are you spraying that? You have insects on the plants or something?
No. This brown spot is a rust spot. This is a disease.
Oh, okay.
It comes from they had too much water on it and they weren't letting people don't understand, bro. These plants come from Brazil. You got it. Man, I'm about to give you this is a terrible analogy.
No, but what do they okay, so let me understand this. They are rotting because they get too much water?
Too much love. I'm gonna put it to you like this, G. I'm finna come back on camera right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get back to my thing. This is fantastic. Go ahead and do me a solid, George. Add me back to the stream.
No, I don't want you back in here.
Go to hell. Perfect timing. All right, so let me turn this one off.
Are you gonna? Okay, there you go. You're muted, which is probably not a bad thing. And you glitched at the right time, so we didn't get to see that. You're still muted.
Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now?
Yeah, I can hear. Unfortunately,
Right.
yes.
So
Hey, Ethan.
because of the internet, like dead ass, social
Okay.
media, forums, know it all Nancy's and shit. People do the same thing to plants that they do to betas. They act like Elmira. They overlove them. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because all they want to do is masturbate, bro. They want to, get their rocks off. Their ego, like, oh, look what I'm doing. You don't need to do nothing, bro. But it comes from the lack of understanding. You dig? So when you understand it, then you can get away with it. And the worst thing, boy, and you know this. The quickest way to piss me off is for an ignorant motherfucker to tell me I'm neglecting my shit because the lack of their understanding of said thing, and they want to go running their mouth. Oh, that'll just, that infuriates me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a channel, and I don't know dare I plug this channel or not. It doesn't matter. There's a channel called Plantas Wild Brazil, I think, but he just goes around recording all the plants y'all buying growing in their natural habitat, and they look like weeds. And if you didn't know what that shit was, you wouldn't be able to look at it in the field. You see what I'm saying? And you know how I feel about going in the field and doing stuff, touching it, understanding it, knowing it. And that's really why that's a lot of my success. And I get that to my granny. Like, she the one that really got me in that, like on that level.
Okay.
Of understanding it. Like, hey, dummy, if it lives outside and it's wild, you know what that means? It don't need you. You took it away. So you have to give it what it needs. And so in order to give it what it needs, you have to understand where it comes from. You did? So that's where my whole ethos with animal husbandry and my love for it, that's where it came from. But that's what this is. It was in an improper conditions, and then too, it is a contagious disease. Okay. I'm running a huge risk just by having this plant on display instead of in the hospital with the rest of the ones. But I know what I'm doing, and they be all right. It's not gonna spread. As you can see, I'm treating it. Like, I got clean leaves coming up. That's what I want to see. You see what I'm saying? When I clip these ones, they don't get composted. They get barbecued. You incinerate them.
Okay. Well, that's to prevent the spread of
disease. Yeah, if you fuck around and you go compost it, right? And then you plant that dirt. You use it in your other containers or whatever. And then all your other plants have the ability to contract this disease if those conditions present themselves. You dig?
Okay. I didn't know that.
And it's just a lack of understanding, though. That's all.
So, to me, it seems like houseplants are a lot of work.
No, not at all. I don't do that. It's not work if you love it. And then if you know what you're doing, like I'm about to put the water in there and we're going to go mist. Watch.
So let me ask you something then. Because I last night watching the channel, I guess there's a deal where you get like, is it mites or stuff, little insects.
Yeah, spider mites. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to be an issue? Is that going to be an issue with the peace lily that I have in that 20 long? That won't get mites? Or why do you get mites?
Because of a sick plant in overly dry conditions.
Okay.
That's it. Now, you mitigate those conditions by properly caring for the plant, and you don't have to worry about it. And bro, It's drama. Spider mites gotta live somewhere too. But it's the hype of people just wanting to get on the internet and repeat shit and run it into the ground. You feel me?
Okay. Zen had a question.
You would think so, Zen, and that is a very common question. So you spot on. I've asked that question, and that's how I was educated to it. Because you got to think though, Mandy, it's an issue of biointegrity, right? And you got to understand too that really the only way to really ensure that it's killed is to completely interrupt the cycle, which means you kind of got to use poison because this shit is built to survive. Incinerating it is my last dish measure because I ain't gonna use no poison, so I can calm myself staying somewhat natural because I try to stay away from any kind of poison. So if I hope that answers your question. The heat in the compost pile is not going to be substantial enough to kill that bacteria. If anything, it'll kind of inoculate it. It'll give it what it needs to replicate. You know what I'm saying? And permeate that substrate that much more further. You see what I'm getting at? So incinerating it, like short of using poison, it's the temperature to get it to kill because you got a lot of anaerobic stuff. You got a lot of fungal spores and diseases on the lower end of the taxonomic, hierarchy. These things are fucking bulletproof, bro. They can withstand fire. They can withstand some of the most innocuous environments, bro. So,
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that because I don't know if you remember a few weeks back we had a big old fire out where I work at, and I was looking at that, like the palm trees. They look like they had burned down because they're all charred.
Yep.
But it's been maybe 3 weeks now.
That shit done grow back now.
You're starting to see healthier looking fronds starting to kind of like coming out of the damn palm tree, even though it's all charred. So it's like, yeah, these things are pretty tough.
Yeah.
And it seems like even though that fire might have been set intentionally, I've known that sometimes you need areas to burn so that new growth can come out. And usually it's, different types of plants that were waiting for a fire to be able to germinate those seeds to be able to grow. So, and that's kind of what you're seeing now. You see all this. It's almost. It's very. How can I say it? Not eerie. It's very fascinating to see how you look out into this open area and everything looks black, and then you start seeing these little sprouts that are coming out. There's like this vivid green, and the contrast between the two is actually very pretty. And one of these days, I need to stop by and take a picture of it. I'll probably post it on Instagram.
See, so like when I was doing some theme tanks for a minute. Like when I was like creating content a little more regularly, I was a little more stable at that time. You know the story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here for that. But I had got into this phase where I was doing theme tanks, but the themes were more like the muse was ecotypes, ecosystems, and then pair that with like a philosophical thought, right?
Okay.
Like I did a jungle nano, right? It was a 29. It was a jungle nano. So it was a jungle style of planted tank, but then I also called it the 1984 tank, and I prefaced it with the thought of after everything's done and like they push the button or God, some cataclysmic thing happens, some unforeseen thing, love always finds a way, nature always prevails. So like what would it look like to be able to come back 2,500 years from now, hell 500, and see cities? Like I want to see a Christmas tree growing in Rockefeller in New York, but a real fucking tree, dude, because the like cities all ruined and stuff because we like screwed the planet over. But like the irony of that would be so dope, right? And then you go to the book 1984. So that was the theme of the tank. Y'all, the video's up. It was a really cool tank. A really cool tank. And then even down to the inhabitants, bro. Sumo Loach. You can only have one. I did Brilliant Rat. I highlighted a lot of uncommon fish to the hobby in general, and then a lot of uncommon fish to YouTube, but they keep importing them. Like Petco Pet Smart loaded with these fish. Brilliant Rasboras was one of the highlight fish species. I was going after what the homie, the pops, man, Takashi, Mr. Romano, Sensei. He put that shit in us like in the late 90s. You know, made his soul rest. It's a story. It was a story in it. You feel me?
Okay.
Like so then there were pea puffers. Like, and I encourage y'all to go check that video out. It's a shameless plug, but there's footage of it up, and then it's on there. It's all trickled throughout my media, but that was one of them. So I'm outside now, and I'm about to show you what I'm doing.
Let me ask you something, since
Okay.
especially because I know that plants are your things. Have you ever kept any of the aquatic plants in pots and just grew them like a house plant?
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
And now, is there the inverse where you can take a house plant other than pothos and actually put it in an aquarium and have it become an aquatic plant?
Yeah, as above, so below. Remember?
Okay, but what are they? What you do? Fall in the pool?
No, I'm getting some water. I use rainwater to mix my plants with because we live in Houston.
But I thought rainwater is not good. Well, do plants need minerals?
I'm,
I know aquatic plants do, but
well, yeah, just not on their leaves. It
okay.
accumulates on the leaves after time,
Okay.
and yeah, and it leads to problems. You
Okay.
know, like plants need minerals, and then like outside it rains,
Oh, wait a
it's
minute.
humid, it washes them off every day.
So that means when I water my plants out here, my outdoor plants, I shouldn't be wetting the leaves because our water is so hard that it could adversely affect the plant.
Nah, not like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, but you got to remember, check it out. Like essentially, like outside is different. You know,
Okay.
it's raining, the wind's blowing, and then too, it's getting other things from nature to mitigate anything that you would do from splashing it with the water hose. You know, and then like this is cool to be able to talk to you about this, Jorge, ¿verdad? Porque recuerdo cuando estamos hablando sobre implicit biases,
Uh-huh.
like how just because I know it don't mean you know it, and then it's like, you know, who the fuck do I think I am? I'm not gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna break it down, and I'm gonna tell you, and then it's gonna remind me too that I do remember this stuff, and I know it, and I had to learn it too. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like the water hose ain't gonna hurt you, G. When I
Okay.
say the minerals, so like I'm in here misting these things every day because I'm running the heater and it's freaking
Oh, it
cold
dries them.
outside. It's
It
chilly.
dries them out.
Yeah, so it dries them out. Like I rescued this Schefflera and it was loaded with spider mites, right? I'm gonna show you some of the last ones that are leaving me that had spider mites. See all that spotty stuff right there? And
Yeah.
see that right there? That spider. That was one of the last leaves of spider mites. I got this plant last winter, and most people are coming and like hack it up. I'm not gonna hack it up because I want it to grow. It's just spider mites. I treat it because I want a better quality of new leaf. Okay, I could have hacked it and then it would have just shot out leaves and stems, but this is an art piece. It's in the house. So I want it to look good. It's my job to grow it to look good. I'm manipulating it to grow that way. Look, see this one here?
Yeah.
That's something I can,
So those
proud of.
the lighter coloring, the lighter looking,
That's a new
the
one.
lighter color leaves is new growth.
Yeah, that's new.
Okay.
And that one's new too. So it's this one and that one right there. So I'll show you. Here's the crown coming up. So everything from right there where I'm squirting that up is new. Everything from them little skinny point down, that's all old stuff. You did?
Yeah.
Okay. There's another. All these plants are also rehome rescues. Every last one of them. I get them.
Hey, let me ask you something, Steve. Out of those plants, if they drop leaves,
Mm-hmm.
can you use those leaves as botanicals in your tanks or not?
Yeah. Oh, up to the show you.
Is it with all plants, or is there certain
DIY
plants you got?
cabinet. I got some somewhere in here in my little DIY store. Saying a bunch of leaves and shit in a bag. What is this?
Hey, Steve,
Yo.
you better check the comments because you got a hi to say.
Oh, buenos dias, mi amor. Es mi esposa.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hola, cariño. ¿Cómo estás?
Hola,
I don't know
Lidia.
where those. I'm gonna find these leaves. Here goes some.
So what I was asking you are there certain plants, house plants, that you wouldn't want to put in an aquarium because they could be toxic? Or
Yes. I'm finna sit down and we can talk about that. You want to do
Okay.
that real quick? Because I'm done missing. Well, let me get this one side here. Let me finish doing this, and I'll kind of go into it while we talk.
Well, the reason I also asked that is because that was kind of a conversation that we were that was being had on Jesse's live stream last night on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
I was
And-
bad. You know, I was busy.
But I don't. It was more of the different types of tree leaves that you could probably use as botanicals. Which ones you could, which ones you couldn't, and that kind of stuff. Because
Right.
I guess she has like a. She says something Italian fig or I don't know, but it's like this humongous leaf. Jesse, what's the name of that plant? I know you're here in the stream, and she was thinking about incorporating in her fish tank, especially because I guess she has a tree or a plant that's outside, and it drops a lot of leaves.
Yeah.
And,
Check out my Taj Mahal bird cage. It's vintage. You know how old this thing is? It's like from the 19 something. It's vintage though, like dead ass. I wouldn't put an animal in it. That's why I bought it, so some dumbass wouldn't get it and think you could put an animal in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she said it's called a fiddle leaf fig.
Yeah, that's the Ficus lyrata. That plant is something else, bro. I'm killing one right now.
You're killing one, you said?
Yeah, I'm killing one. Don't get it twisted, bro. This one, so it was going to the trash. So I said, let me see what I can do with it. I got it here in the shade. Poor bastard holding on. It's fucked. It was going. So I was like, well, shit, you gonna kill it. Let me see. It still got some hope in it. Ain't no sense in throwing it out. Let me see. So this tree right here, this one's fucked. I'm gonna save this one. I got it in here in this easy light room. I'm gonna say.
Is there a different common name for that plant other than the what is it, fiddle leaf?
Okay, I know what y'all getting at. People trying to talk about, is it the damn Indian almond leaf? Is it the Katapang almond leaf and all that shit?
Well, you see, no, and more for me, Charlie Brown ficus. No, it's because down here there is a popular. Is that a tree? Is that considered a tree? Where'd you go, Steve?
I'm here. Yeah, it's definitely a tree.
Oh, okay. Because down here in Spanish, it translates to elephant ear. Because of the way the leaf is, that's what oreja de elefante. That's what they call it. And it reminded me so much of that plant and the leaf that what's Jesse had on last night. Do you know if that's a common name for it too or not?
Yeah, it's called an elephant ear, but
Oh,
that's a completely different plant, though.
oh, okay. So they just kind of sort of they're similar, but not the same plant.
No, not at all. I have some of them. I'm gonna show you them now. Where is one? Here's a little one, so you get the idea. Here's a little tiny. Here's a little.
Hey, Jeremy, thanks for being here with
Ah,
us.
that's what you're talking.
Oh, wow,
This is all
it's
fun.
big. It's broader though. Is that a baby leaf?
Yes, really, baby.
Okay.
Here, I got some. I'll show you now. Let me go outside. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't want to go out there though because the signal might go, but I'll show you. And I'm gonna show y'all something else too. Fuck it, might as well, huh? This is my experiment. It's coming in the house because it's cold, but so I got this. This is how plants grow in the wild, y'all. And everybody talking about overwatering the fucking Philippine, the Chinese evergreen. This is cold damage, and I don't care because I came from stumps. And next year is going to be the season to pop. But there's look at all that botanical niceness in this pot. And then this is the plant you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like I'm like, well, shit. I'm gonna just grow it in a pot like that. I don't give a damn about no fish. These plants can grow like this too, and you can see they're doing fine. You see that rot right there?
Yeah.
This water is cold. It's cold as shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump it, bring it in the house, and let it dry. It'll be fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm out here like in the middle of my plants now. This is a. This is what you got in your tank. This is spectrophyllum. This is a spectrophyllum. This is a office rescue. You can
That's
see
the
I
piece
hacked
of
it. Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, I hacked it way back, man. Like
Oh, so
last year.
that thing is
It's
gonna
all
get
new.
humongous, huh?
Yeah, it was like 6 foot tall. I had to like really cut this
Whoa.
one back. Yeah, it was
Will
a
it
big
get that big in the tank?
Nah, bro, it's different
Okay.
cultivar.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Hold on, let me get out of here and I'll get y'all on some more
Yeah,
plants right here. All right.
Miguel is saying that he has that same plant in his aquarium. Yo también es lo que
Mira esto.
por
Mira
eso
esto.
comenzó la conversación esta, Miguel, porque como miré en algunos de los canales que estaban incorporando esa planta en los acuarios, dije, pues la voy a jalar yo. Y como yo sé que Steve conoce mucho de plantas, ya de ahí comienza mi curiosidad de tratar de saber qué otras plantas que comúnmente se tienen dentro de la casa y que se pueden incorporar a las peceras. Y eso es lo
Por
que...
eso mismo. Mira eso. Ya yo tengo eso también, pero mira eso. It's Epiprimnum aureum, also known as pothos, devil's eye, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is pothos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
is that obviously
this
that's a different type
no,
of
it's not.
species?
No, it's not. This is Epiprimnum aureum. I'm about to get to that. This is that little Instagram diva bullshit y'all used to. This is man pothos. And I'm growing it in a flower pot. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I understand this plant. I can grow the leaves Cadillac hub like license plate size, and I'm doing it in this little bitty rinky ass flower pot. And to show that it's no cap, I'm gonna expose everything and just show y'all. It's some sticks. It's another stick because this is what they need. They climb. Once it is stable, it don't move and it can climb. It'll get these what I call big ass gorilla dick vines, and it'll start making the leaves it's supposed to make. So like all that bullshit on the internet is fucking bullshit. They're taking y'all's money. But I cuss, so y'all don't want to listen to me. And I do understand that, but it's just I'm passionate about it, y'all. Y'all see the results. Y'all see the results. This is regular marble. This is Epiprimnum aureum, bro. It's golden. This is golden. I got some Baltic in here, and it don't like the cold, man.
Let me pause you for a second. Let me acknowledge some of the people that are starting to come in. I want to thank Daniel, Thunder Aquatics, for coming in. Vibes, hey, thanks for being here. Mike B, thank you for coming up. Wayne's Aquatics, thank you for joining us.
Baltic's doing good.
Let's see who else. Am I missing anybody? Jeremy, thank you for being here. I think that's everybody. So So the bottle leaves can get that big.
There's
I didn't know
another
that.
pothos. This is Pinnatifida. This is Cebu Blue.
I
I gotta get it
saw
in the
recently
house.
one. I saw one, but I shied away from it because it cost like $25, and I didn't feel like killing $25. But it
Oh,
was
that
the
ain't that much
bottles that
for a
had
plant,
like
bro.
holes in the leaves.
Yeah,
Like
that's gonna. It might not be a real pothos. That might be that Baltic Blue. There's only a few that striate like that, dude. For
and I
real.
thought it looked real neat, but I was
Epiprim.
like, I don't know if I'm ready to spend $25 to kill a plant. I'd rather have
See,
somebody else that know what they're doing. Hey, Renee, thanks for being here.
all right, now I'm gonna show porque el otro estaba hablando sobre eso, viviendo en agua, ¿verdad?
Say,
Déjame ver si yo puedo. Oh, yeah. All right, so I got some growing out here in a water table, and it's like kind of half and half. And this water's cold out here too. So this one's growing in water. Cause I was like, I'm on some, you know that thinking emoji. I was on some of that type of shit. I was like, what the fuck is on the wrong way to find out?
Jeremy's saying that giant pothos is native to Hawaii.
Well, yeah, it's an Asian plant. It's from the Philippines, low key. They got it. It's growing wild everywhere now too. It is from out there though. See, so I'm just like, man, this stuff will grow immersed. I'm thinking CO2. And this is the same pothos, but I'm leaving it. I want y'all to, this is really what I'm trying to show y'all. See how it's anchored to the wall? And I'm not moving it. I'm not going to fool with it. This is the same plant, but it has, see that growth form?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pause that. Just look at that. Real tough. Keep that.
Okay.
Put a pin in that. Now I'm going back to the logo. Put a pin in this. We're about to have a. Okay. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Like me and Watts be arguing about this shit emphatically. All the time we be arguing about this, back and forth, about the plants, the hoax, and the hustle. Here, I'm at the house now. Here, the computer. I'm done with that. Turn this on. Put this
You're
on.
gonna like this one. Look at this comment. This is great. I love it. Are you reading it? Where'd you go? Whoa.
I don't know what happened. That was weird.
That was not good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, my bad, G. That was kind of funny to watch you suffer, though. Oh. I'm sorry, man. So,
right.
PK.
Don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for the people that.
I'm sorry for the people, y'all. That was at George ass though. Hey, you know they got weapons like that too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody over here talk about fucking
Hey, Fishy Biz.
2A rights. They got shit. They'll fuck you out, look.
Corals
Anyway,
in there.
PK. Remember that pothos I showed you growing on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. Pothos don't flower like that. Every pothos alive right now is a clone of a clone of a clone.
Okay.
So, see that leaf form out there?
Yeah.
If I clone that and keep cloning it, I can put a name on it and call it warrior wall type. It's still Epiprimnum aurum. It's just now warrior wall type. Just like you got marble queen, green jade, blah, 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 blah. And that's what it is. They're cloning clones of clones, dude. So how does that translate to the fish hobby? A lot of these plants that you can't find nowhere else because only a few people got them. Y'all ever thought about why? So if I say you can't find said Anubias in the wild, it's a hoax, it's fake. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Of course, it's a real live breathing plant, but that's not what you're going to see outside.
Hey, I'm gonna
And I
leave
don't
you.
think people understand that.
I'm
And
gonna
then
leave you
it's
solo
like,
for a second. I gotta step away.
go ahead. And then it's like, if your money is tied up in that, and then all these people buying this shit. I remember when a dime size plug of golden coin Anubis was going for like $85, and what was the other one? The Stardust or whatever it was called, going for like 100, and just crazy. Boost, don't even get me started. And people was like, why can't Pinto came out? People couldn't have no success with it. They didn't know why. Bruh, if I've been growing it because I developed it, I know what it needs. And then people was like, I'm not doing plants, they're too hard. It's because you don't know how to grow plants, period. You don't understand what's going on. I did not say that it's a bad thing. And the problem is when you go to try to educate people, hey, it's only a pseudoscience to the people that's money is being fucked up by the information being put out, just to be accurate. All these plants that I have, none of them, they don't exist in the wild like that, They've been cross-pollinated, cloned, manipulated in some way, shape, or form by people to make money because they look good.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it goes back to the stream we had the other day where it was be transparent about it, state your purpose, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know? Like, there's nothing wrong with making money and feeding your family, but don't be a snake oil salesman. And if you want to be a snake oil salesman, that's fine too. Just don't be a dick. You know? Because you could be misleading people and not even know it, but because you're such an arrogant asshole and you got sponsors, you just want to go and yum and clap back hard on that. No, bro, shut up. You never even been outside before. You don't understand nothing. Just chill. I'm not saying, don't eat. Just don't take a pork chop off my plate. Ask first. I could, shed some pounds. I'll gladly give you one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That goes to the whole thing of like the progression of it. What I'm trying to do with this whole tangent, you guys, is get y'all mindset out of that nonsense because y'all missing out on plants. Don't be scared. You gonna kill some. I can show y'all the dead ones, but that's not pretty. And I'm not ashamed to show them to y'all, but I know that a lot of people not ready to see dead plants because they don't understand that everybody kill plants. Some people just lie about it on the internet,
Well,
Wow. You feel me?
that would be no different than people that have aquariums and have content and the fish dies and they just go replace it with another. I mean,
Exactly.
we all have losses. It's just part of the
But
hobby.
somebody gonna say, why the fuck would I listen to him about plants? He got dead plants. Bruh, plants just die, bro. Plants die sometimes. Like, it happens. Sometimes you buy them and they, like, you don't even know they gone
Do
till you get
plants
it.
do plants have a shelf life, or they live infinitely?
Damn. I don't want to be irresponsible, bro.
Okay.
Both of them is right.
Okay.
Both answers is right.
Well, because I know every time you get a new sprout,
I can tell you something like this. With the right environment and the right conditions, indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Why you think plants are infinitesimally renewable?
Okay.
How do you think they tissue culturing? Oh, plants are amazing. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But yes, of course, they age, but they replicate. Plants, yes. So, like, this Sanderiana right here that's going out, this one, it ain't going out, it just needs water, it's dehydrated. Right here, right? It'll get old and it'll die, right?
Okay.
But before it does, if the conditions are right, and even if they aren't, it'll attempt to propagate itself vegetatively in the hopes that an animal will come by and knock that little bud off, and it'll land just right in the dirt, and it'll rain, and it can kick some roots down and get back going again.
Oh, okay.
That's how the earth is populated with plants as it is. Plants are kind of like one of them plants. With plants, it's all about insurance, man. They are like DNA wired. It's insurance, survival. You feel me? And it's so cool that once you start studying them and just having them and being able to unlock it, you can see the, and like me, I'm not afraid to show people the behind the scenes. And all them people, I'm gonna say this, I know these streams get watched, and thank you guys, and thank y'all for sharing them out. And me and George, like, I'm glad we be having these good conversations like that people don't want to have. But at the end of the day, it's not to hurt nobody, And what I'm saying is, shame on you, bruh, because it ain't nothing but knowledge. And if you good at selling plants and you got good quality plants, it don't matter if you tell all the trade secrets, bruh, because you got to remember this America. And some people just lazy and they don't have the time to go try to do it. They'll rather buy from you because you're an honest person with a good quality product. And they would love to compensate you for your time so they could enjoy some of the beauty that you enjoy. They not going, well, if I tell them that, God, and it's so hard to do this, George. There's some plants that, like, every time you go on the ground, plants are getting dropped, right? The new blank in stock at said. You feel me? And people be scratching their heads. They don't know where they're. Listen, they're designer plants, y'all. And we need to start having that conversation in the plant world and start telling the truth. These are designer plants. A lot of these cultivars are designer cultivars that are unstable, okay? Meaning this, it's a clone, right? Okay. Remember that pothos on the wall? Mm-hmm. Say I harvest it. I bring it in the house and I get it to the razor. I got my agar solution. I got my nutrient stuff ready. I'm about to clone these bastards, right? They start growing. They start doing exactly what I want them to do. I got enough. I start cloning them too. And I start boom, 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 multiplying it, right? Okay. Now I start selling these plants. Next thing you know, somebody calling me because it starts growing different or weird, right? Yeah. They don't know it's a clone. And they think they did something wrong. They don't understand. Oh, no. I just basically manipulated a growth form of the same plant, cloned it a bunch of times, and you purchased a clone. Okay. But because you treating it like a normal plant, you didn't prop it up against the wall and put it on that light like I got it, professional condition like how I got that one. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna revert back to normal. A lot of these designer plants do that, and people be freaking out, and they don't. Home Depot sells Raven. Raven is a ZZ plant. It's let me say that Zamifola, whatever it is, the ZZ plant. Brain farting right now. The Raven's black. All it is the cloned black leaf tips, and they keep cloning the darker and darker ones. They started cross-pollinating it too, and getting that one to produce like that, and then people will be like, damn, my Raven is going green. I think I need to give it some more light or do this or do that. No, you got to, designer plants, you got to stay on top of them. So you would have to cut them. You would have to get them black ass nips from the darkest ones and repropagate them. And you feel me? Okay. But that's beautiful. It's a hobby.
It's really no different than what we do with the selective breeding in the hobby then.
Yes, exactly. It's no fucking different. But it's this huge stigma about it. Everybody's scared to do plants and whoop, 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 whoop. And that's not the case at all. But my granny showed me. You feel me? Okay. And then I got a different way of looking at things.
So this is also I wouldn't say a topic of contention, but I know it's always brought up. And my understanding with this, and maybe you can clarify for me, in the aquarium hobby with plants, using CO2. As far as I understand CO2, it's not necessarily that the plant needs it to grow. It's more of an accelerant, isn't it? It's something that'll help it adapt and grow quicker. But the same plant, given time and the right lighting conditions, would still grow, right?
There you go. There you go. Let's go to some fish tank plants now. So I was telling me and Watts were talking about that. Me and you talked about it, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Let's go back to the last stream we did when we were talking about bullies and stuff and just the biases, transparency, right?
Okay.
CO2 scares the shit out of people, right? It's very intimidating to people who, even a person who's like comfortable with plants, right? Like you. You're kind of like, CO2. It don't scare you because it's just hooking up. It's just hooking up.
Here's where I think
pipes and stuff.
Yeah, but I think where CO2 became a big part of the hobby was in reality to try to get these aquascape tanks be ready for that within that year period that they're going to be take that picture and present it.
Oh, it was before that.
No, but what I'm getting at, the whole idea of using CO2 in your aquarium was to try to expedite the growth of those plants so that they could get that perfect picture and be able to post it. Because that's really the only reason,
yes,
in reality, that you would want to use CO2. Because unless you're in a competition, you just give it time and that you're going to be able to still achieve that same success.
Not necessarily, and that's what I was getting at.
All right.
You are 100% accurate that CO2 is used to expedite certain features of plants, just expedite growth of plants for competition type settings, absolutely. Or to maintain that art piece, that lush look, that growth, but then you agreeing that you're going to do the maintenance and blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's not necessary to have plants in a tank. Here's how CO2 came into the hobby. There's a lot of plants that are amphibious emergent growth plants. The majority of plants that we have in our aquariums are amphibious emergent growth plants. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what that means is they grow in the swampy, low-lying, boggy areas, and they may or may not be subjected to extended or temporary periods of complete growth underwater. Okay. Some of the leading founders, some of the old school doctors, like Dr. Axelrod, Dr. Karen Rataj, even Dr. Wallstad, all these people like this, they understood this. They understand what's called the atmospheric CO2 advantage. Okay, this is dope. This atmospheric CO2 advantage. You're good, baby. You good, Mandy. And you need to send me some pictures. Slide me some photos so we can do that. I'll look at it and you can go there. So the CO2 advantage, the plant I just showed you, the colocasia, the taro plant, the elephant ear. And then also there was some, I think that's it's either lipstick or Thai, but it's a Chinese evergreen. Okay. Aglaonema is what it is. It's aglaonema. So those plants are taking advantage of atmospheric CO2. Okay. Roots are bogged. They can't breathe. They can't aspirate and respirate like they normally would be able to if it was air in the dirt. So those roots have changed over to where they're not going to smut the plant out and drown. They're still able to uptake nutrients because you got to remember with plants, it's all about the movement of fluid. This is photosynthesis. It's just pressure, the movement of fluid, the production of sugar.
Okay.
That's the simplest way without getting too deep into that shit. Okay? It takes sunlight, water happens, the movement because of pressure through the different plant, the veins, if you will. Sugars produce, foods produce, energy stored and moved to different places, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Okay.
It's gotta be able to do that. In water, out of water. It's gotta be able to do that. It's gotta be able to live, breathe, and function. Right? Now these nerds, these scientists, they knew that, they aware of that. So what they started experimenting with is if you want to get that same growth from these plants that normally take the atmospheric CO2, well, how are these plants growing like this? And I'm going to give you an example because I got some footage of it and it's like archived. I haven't posted it, but I am going to because of this conversation. Look, we were at the lake, en la presa, en la República. Yeah, tú sabes.
Uh-huh.
You know how everybody's trying to do these carpets
Yeah.
of the pearlweed, the UG, what's one, the Monte Carlo, like that, right?
Yeah.
So these scientists are smart, right? They're measuring the CO2 saturation in that shallow ass water, right?
Okay. Okay.
Versus the CO2 saturation in that deeper water. And they're seeing that the CO2 saturation in that shallower water is exponentially higher because of the conditions. You see what I'm saying? Aquascapers know this, OGs know this. One of the smoochest, one of the like the OGest ways, the smoothest ways, like original ways. You're going to look at your CO2 saturation. You're going to be able to tell your CO2 saturation by looking at your pH and putting in the variables and doing the math. And I'll show you that, and then we can do a show on that way we don't go down a rabbit hole. You feel me?
All right.
So your pH correlates directly to CO2 saturation. Let's talk about pH. What is it? It's a buffering capacity. It's the ability of carbonic acid to dissolve minerals in water, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Hardness, pH. So your lower pH has a higher carbon CO2 saturation. And then you get into the ammonia detoxification, so on and so forth. We talked about when we talked about the nitrogen cycle episode, right?
Okay.
So them scientists understand CO2. They understood that it had to do something with the pH and the saturation of the CO2. Takashi Amano dabbled in that and brought it into aquascaping. The Europeans, though, however, are the ones who started introducing CO2 injected systems. I'm going to give it to the Dutch and the Germans. They started pioneering it. They always pioneer engineering, you know. Look at the newest stuff coming out of Europe with the wave maker simulations. Like the homie got the full mangrove setup with the tidal simulation. They're amazing. And this is where the hobby needs to be. And this is why sometimes I get on my soapbox, because we're not respected in the hobby, Americans, because we're McDonald's, we're Burger King, we're Chipotle, we're bullshit. We take stuff, we figure out when capitalism gets in the way, it gets ran into the ground, and then instead of it being something fun that everybody can enjoy that's being moved forward, money gets in the way, capitalism gets in the way, and it becomes a source of anxiety.
Well, it's funny you say that.
I said it. I don't even give
No,
it.
it's funny you say that because that's exactly that was the conversation that Jesse was having last night on her live stream. That all of a sudden, nature has become commercialized.
Y'all forgot the shit was outside and ice cream because of which I like. I'm just an angry militant Negro.
It's gotten to the point now where they try to scare people that you can't go collect rocks that are out there in nature and put them into your aquarium because they could be they could create problems. But in reality, where do you think they're getting this stuff from? And now that was interesting that you mentioned that because I hadn't even talked to you about that.
Peak game, George. Like on some like how you think I feel, right? And there's so many people, and I know this, so I'm about to say it for you guys. I'll say it for you guys. I'm plugging up my vape. That's all. All these people, man, and then social media came, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's people doing naturescapes. They've been doing it. It's people been tanking this way for a hot minute, right? Okay. But then somebody with a platform and clout and followers will take that idea, bastardize it, and then the people that's been doing it, they see that it's popular and they start showing they stuff they've been doing. And because it's been bastardized and, Hollywooded up, whored up, ready to go out on the stroll, get them on the track. Now, I look like I'm neglecting animals or I'm late to the party. You look like you some slacker who just go and get sticks out the desert trying to make escapes in you feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, bro, no. Go outside first, then come talk to me. Takashi was a photographer first. He stayed outside. He also did bonsai and he did Zen gardening, Zen art. He also liked aquariums. You did? And he merged the three things he loved together and started aquascaping. The Europeans went over there to Japan. They peeped it. They brought it back to Europe. That was in the 90s. You feel me?
Yeah.
It hit America in the late 90s. And from there, it went and it slowly grew. And then about 2008, look, the same time the Dancing Man shrimp came out, I don't give a fuck. The King Kong shrimp, all these different things started hitting. So like the 2008-ish time frame and up, social media hit. Aquascaping just went like to where it is now.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's not an art or discipline. It's not a ideology. It's not none of that no more. You feel me?
Yeah.
It ain't nothing that it read like, bro. And I'm so adamant, bro. This is amazing. Thank you, George, for like giving me an opportunity it's like a validation of sorts. And I've been saying this on my videos, on my own platform on Warrior Planet Tanks. I don't aquascape in the sense of what y'all know aquascaping to be per social media, because I don't. But do I practice the art of said aquascaping? Yes. But I am a full practicer, meaning I understand nature. I contemplate themes, ideas, variations. I try to understand the intricacies of such thusly. There's only so much ethereal bullshit techno music and it just made me so mad. And it's like the same shit. And you got some simp. Watch. I'm gonna show y'all an aquascaping video. You got some simp looking at his tank like this, pondering with some bullshit music in the background. And let me give you the mist too.
Why are you talking about yourself like that?
Some mist, like the mist, and then the camera will pan all like this, and then you got the music in the background. Come on. Yeah, in your face. No, that's not what it was intended to be, bruh. A bunch of, latte drinking hipsters, getting fat off of poverty porn, driving their hybrids. But the same place that they dig all the minerals up to make them batteries that's killing the fish of those ecosystems they're trying to replicate. I'm just saying. You know where I'm going to be in a few days.
Yeah.
So I told Drew one time I was in the field and I was doing a plant hunting video. I was in there, bro. And I was like, man, what would be pissing me off about YouTube and all this social media fish tank stuff? I want to get all the other people that's like in the hobby, they need to be like putting some input too. I was like, man, I get malaria for this shit. Until you ready to get malaria or something for the hobby, you know, you got to go get in the mud. It's a beautiful experience. You know, look now, that might not be everybody, and that's cool. But what I'm saying is, like, the understanding of it, you know, and then share it. Basically, like, take yourself away from it. Like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Well, they were asking if we could show some examples of, and I'm assuming it's the stuff that I collect out in the,
Examples of what?
Of tanks, with naturally sourced and collected stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why my camera was on, because I was going to show a little bit of it. But this is what I'm getting at. All the stones, with the exception of 2 tanks, has all been stuff that I have gone out to our local washes out here and just collected. And I know people are always worried, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to affect your tank in this way or another. But I haven't had any issues with using that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and let me mute my mic here, because I'm going to turn on the one on the phone.
Okay, let me know. And then I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'll drive for a little while you go walk around. And then when you get done, I'm going to show some stuff from outside. Dark Water is in the house. What's up, Funk Biz? I haven't been looking at the chat. Watts, if you're in here, Big Tank Hank, y'all go check them cats out on their own. Me and Funk did a live stream back in the day, and the same topic that came up of, can you go get stuff outside and put it in a fish tank? And I was like, yeah, I've been doing that the whole time. Hey, guess what? All them rocks and stuff, they come from outside. It's just that we don't have those volcanic megalithic structures and stuff in Southeast Texas. So I got to import the shit from Japan. And I ain't been able to find no dragonstone either. But, I mean, you're paying for the gas, people. That's it. The stuff all of it comes from outside. Look at spiderwood. You guys know that spiderwood is azalea root that's been pressure, treated and sun dried. You know what I'm saying? So, a little common sense. That's all. All the stuff comes from outside. All of it.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Let me turn off the. Hold on. How about now?
Yep.
Okay. These rocks that are in here are all stones that I was able to, or rocks that I got at a local wash house out here, and you just go out there and you pick what you see in there, and you bring it in, and you can use them in here. As a matter of fact, the piece of driftwood that I'm still waiting for it to get waterlogged, this is all stuff that I got out there from the same wash, and this is pretty much what I do. These are all stones that are collected out there, and I just kind of sort them and use them. Yep. But this is all stuff that you can use. Obviously, it doesn't have the.
Damn, I want some of that stuff.
It doesn't have a lot of the characteristics that you would normally find like on Dragonstone and stuff like that. But I mean, I still use it, and I think pretty successfully to escape some of these aquariums. And that. It doesn't cost me a single cent. This is all stuff. The driftwood, the stones, and all that is stuff that I've collected out there in the desert.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know me, bro. I'm so ghetto, bro. I don't got no filters. I don't run nothing, bro. A light. Plants, water, stuff, fish. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing that, dude, like the majority of my hobby. Like, to me, you know where I got that from, Jorge?
Where?
At TFH magazine. So back in the day, like, I was a teenager, so I was in my late teens, so in the 90s then. The pinnacle of success was when you could run an automatic tank. That meant it was balanced. You didn't have, the plants. You had the microfauna. The food web was intact. So, like, being able to pull your filter was the pinnacle moment when you knew. And then you were on eggshells for like that first 96 hours to see if it was gonna ammonia spike or not or anything. You were just on the water to see if anything was gonna swing. And the nut tugging moment would be like when you go to the pet store to like re-up on some food or browse or whatever. You'd be like, yeah, put that filter off. No shit, yeah. About how long? Shit, I done had it up by 3 weeks now. Stop lying. And this was before camera phones. This was before social media. This was before all that. So you know what ended up happening, George?
What?
You ended up making a friend. Somebody ended up at your house drinking a beer, smoking a doobie, barbecuing, whatever you into, so you could show them that you wasn't bullshitting, that you got this tank running like that, and ain't no filter on it. And I know people like that to this day. Hell, Roy is one of them. See? So I want to kind of permeate the hobby with that again, because we got an opportunity with the social media. I'm talking to you and you in a whole nother state. You know what I'm saying? And I can show you. So trying to get back to that nostalgia of it, that's when the hobby was real good. You feel me?
Yeah.
You ready to see the magnolia leaves?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me turn this one on.
Let me put you. Oh, wait. You can turn on the other one? What are you doing? Anyways, let me see. I know we've had a couple of people come in also. Freshwater Archaeology, thank you for being here, Rebecca. Let's see who else. Ethan, Barbara Jackson, thank you for being here with us. George Aquaballs, thanks for being here. We got Aquafunk, Drew.
Oh, I see a good comment. Freshwater Ethology brung up something that I want to bring up while I'm showing these leaves off.
Okay. You want the comment up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so over here, let's put the camera on now. So these dead leaves right here, these are cured magnolia leaves, and I just keep the branch in this fish tank because I think it looked cool. And the drying part, right? The plants contain, I'm going to go back over to another one. The plants contain certain alkaloids and certain chemical components, and some of them are extremely toxic to fish. So in drying out the plant, moisture is being removed and those components are being removed as well. Because without the moisture, they're oxidizing basically and dissipating over time. Think a potato turning brown or an apple or a banana when you cut it and expose it to the air. You see what I'm saying? That process is what's taking place. So like this tank is probably one of the better tanks to show you of stuff that I got. Everything from my side. I'm going to show y'all the agapo. Everything came from my side. The only thing that I spent money on was the bowl and the fish. That's it. Oh, and the substrate, because I needed some extra. I had to re-up. But this came from a bush, a pear tree outside. It's an ornamental pear. These grow all over the country because people plant them all over the country. Y'all can use these branches. I used them green I use them dry, and yes, this is also the roots that I used in the 55, and I'll show y'all that now. Let me get the remote so I can up the lights for you guys. All these, everything here came from outside,
Okay.
literally. So check this out. Here, let me up the light. Okay. So all these sticks and stuff came from outside. All of them. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get this bacteria to grow. So I got this custom setting. And remember I was telling you on Watch it the other night. I'm so glad I saved this setting into this remote because I made this blend. I made that light blend in Virginia. And I do not remember that blend. You know, how many ups and downs of green, blue, red, and white. Because look, you know, you go up and down on the remote.
Yeah.
And then you lock your blend in. And I don't remember it. But it's the perfect blend to grow this white bacteria. I started growing that bacteria for the first time in the Pantanal simulation tank in Virginia. 2 years, 3 years ago. And here it is. See that white stuff?
Yeah.
That's bacteria, bro. And this is why I don't like to run filters, because filters kill all the extra stuff. This is a free pet, in my opinion, because I'm a nerd. Why would I want to kill that? And look at this little convict fry down there. You see him? Little bastard's down there eating it. All these convict puppies are fat and healthy. And guess what? Like, if I leave this light turned up, like I was telling you on Watch the other day, it'll kill my bacteria, bro. Like, for real, it'll kill it. And I don't want to kill it. But all these sticks came from outside. This is what is called the Texas Blend Oak Leaf Litter. You guys pay me for shipping. I'll send you all the Texas oak leaf you need. I'm not bullshitting.
Looking at your tank, here's a topic that I've heard a little bit of contention on.
What?
When you add driftwood to your tanks, do you have to take off the bark?
No. Why would you do that?
Oh, I know. I've heard lots of comments say that you can't put bark in the water because it's.
Why?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You know this stuff. I don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in there now. Hell.
Yeah, that's why I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it, and that's why I'm asking.
I don't know. I think that here. Let me go back. I think that has to do with what I was talking about earlier with people not being transparent.
Okay.
Listen, kids, you got to remember you're dealing with losers. And some people are just repulsive cocksuckers that'll tell you anything to elevate themselves above everyone else and give themselves relevance. It's nonsense. Why in the hell wouldn't you be able to put bark in water when trees grow in water? Like, so somebody strips the bark off a branch when it falls in the river? That's so stupid. Like, I understand. I was very egregious in my rebuttal to you, Jorge, because it's silly.
I know.
And what I mean is this. Don't cherry
the reason I kind of laugh is because I'm guilty of putting it in the water. So, even though I've heard that contention. Now, here's the other one that I always hear, that you can only put hardwood into an aquarium.
Okay, that's another one of them ones, right? So, like, what is hardwood? What is softwood, right?
Yeah.
Here's the rule of thumb. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Let me remove this one. All right. Yo.
Yeah. You're good.
All right. Hardwood, softwood. Who said that? Ichthyology. Talking about the conifers and stuff, right? Look, there are things to stay away from because of the toxicity, but cypress is in there. It grows in water. It's about the oils. It's in the concentrations. I think people have a hard time conceptualizing that it's a glass box and that stuff's in there concentrated. And if somebody says you got to take the bark off, they're cherry picking. Just hear me out. Bark contains tannins and it releases tannins. So don't tell somebody you got to take the bark off because that's the only way you understand how to remove tannins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You tell them, hey, it's oak. Make sure you boil it. You boil it. Then you have to boil it several times.
But that's only to get rid for the sole purpose of getting rid of tannins. That's it.
That's
right?
it. And it's an aesthetic thing. Now, do tannins change your water chemistry?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, you can off, bro. Dude, this is so awesome. Like, I'll do like I was doing the Pantanal simulation. And you do them tannin swings. And me, so you're boiling. And you pour off that first boil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you pour off that first boil. I keep it. Then I concentrate it. And I make me a tannin concentrate. There's a few times after I let it cool off, I dump that first boil right into my 55. And you see it, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, I had some pucker moments. Because that swing, bro, and almost awesome shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, bro, if you're gonna do it, tank, bro. Shit. And I was like, ooh, okay. I see it. Right?
Yeah.
Throttle back. When I knew, right, that I was gonna do a dump, it was about oxygen saturation. As long as I increased the flow and turned on the Venturi on the pump to get a consistent flow of oxygen in there, I didn't have to worry about nothing often. You see what I just did? I just did nature. Watch. It rains its ass off, right?
Okay.
All them tannins, all that loam, that first, because you live in the desert, all that dirt and shit that get pushed down with that first rain,
yeah,
right? It goes in there. PA swings like a son of a bitch. Temperature drops too, right? What else is happening though? It's churning his ass off because the water's moving. You see what I'm saying? Thusly not offing those fish. So when I increased my flow, and I turned on that Venturi and opened that Venturi up to get it churning, the foam came. The foam reminded me of outside. When the water, you see the foam on top of the first creek when the first water comes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When the foam came, I knew I was doing it right. And I knew I was doing it right because wasn't no fish dead. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, the processes are there. But who's going to explain that to somebody like, that's what you're replicating? You feel me? Like, vividly, like how I just did it. But like, that's the most common sense way to how people can really understand it, though, is what I'm saying. You know?
Okay.
Pushing the car. Like, I do the same thing with Eurohaline fish. I don't drip them. Dump their ass in. That's how it happens in nature.
Going back to this comment with the pine, the pines and the conifer, and it's
exactly.
So, I take it alder cones are a totally different type of tree.
No,
because those get used in the hobby quite.
I know
regularly.
They use them in the shrimp tanks. It's not. It's how the alder cones are treated.
Okay.
They're dry. You don't see green alder cones for sale. They're all dry. Okay. They're cured. They've basically been rendered inert, non-toxic. What freshwater ethology is on it? That is spot on. It's the toxicity.
Okay.
Like it's got to be rendered inert, and then what may be non-toxic in the wild, and then you'd be like, you put it in your tank and on your fish die. Well, you got to remember your tank's closed in. So the concentrations, and then, well, shit, the fish can move. Like, hey, it's not cool here. I'm about to go over here. In your tank, if like the whole thing is a T of that toxicity, then what you got? So that's what we got here in the comments. Veggie steroids high in calcium oxalate.
So,
Yes.
yo lo intenté, pero me
I
pide
have to agree
que
on that.
cambie mi
That's
email
basically what I
y
was
todos mis
explaining.
Samsung accounts
Hold on.
cuando lo quiero meter con el nombre de ella en el link.
That's what I was explaining. Yo, what's up, Renee? That's what I was explaining about the lease when Jorge asked about, can you treat like dead leaves from houseplants as botanicals? And I'm gonna say, as long as you use that rule of thumb, knowing which ones are toxic and which ain't, yeah. The only, like, I have this Diffenbachia over here, this dumb cane. I'm kind of like on the fence about it, but I think once they've been rendered inert, I don't see an issue with it. So while he's there, says all the
Steve.
trees. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're good. You good?
Yeah, no, my wife was telling me some stuff that came up, and I got to go take care of it.
So what else questions you got?
Well, there's we could be here another hour in that case, but we're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
I think we need to start getting close to wrapping it up. Obviously, this is a topic that.
Hey, this is a good one. Yes, coffee does count as tannins. And yes, you can use coffee. You can use tea also. Get the decaf kind and dilute it. You can also use rooibos. You can use a few different herbal teas, actually. The caffeine, the theobromine, that kind of stuff. The neutral would be decaf. Get the decaf because they've done stuff to it to take all the poison out. So, yeah, that's a good one, bro. I've seen this used. I've seen these dead used. I've seen these dead used in scapes, man.
Well, I know you were using palm fronds in one of your tanks.
Yep.
So I thought that was
I've seen these used. They were dead though, well dead. But yeah, I've seen them. Like the branches of fir trees. They look like Christmas trees, really. And we throw Christmas trees in the lake every year. Habitat for the crappie, for the bass, for the catfish. Yeah, man. So, without going into a heated back and forth, and spending the money to have somebody like do like a gas chromo on all the damn houseplants to see which ones have what and which ones you can put in the fish tank and which ones you can't. Rule of thumb is it's outside. Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole
like man-made poison than anything. You feel me?
That's the whole thing where I'm kind of shake my head every time I see botanicals being sold. When I don't understand why people are paying for them, because you can get those yourself and it won't cost you a dime. It's just a matter of
insurance. Why would I go and take the risk of failure when I can buy something that somebody told me is okay for what I want, and then absolve myself of accountability and have somebody to blame because I spent money? That's not a hobby. I'm just saying. We're tweakers. We tweak with stuff. I'm not saying meth addicts. I mean what the word tweak used to mean. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tweakers, man. We
fixing stuff, always adjusting,
Yeah.
always messing with it.
That's why. It has to be this way for capitalism. The hobby is not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere as far as if I'm alive, I'm going to do fish. You're going to do fish.
Exactly, bro. I wouldn't even call it that. It's just that's the way. That's the only way you're gonna learn. Yep.
I mean, come on. So like I said, pseudoscience is only pseudoscience to the people who money is fucking up. Think about that. It's a pseudoscience because it's not their money. And the people who saying it's a pseudoscience is listening to who paying the bills. You need to go refute this now. This is why research can't advance, because people can't get over their damn egos. Bunch of losers. For real. Think about that, though. Everybody sees it. Multiple people have observed it and have theories, etc., experienced said phenomenons, made said measurements and observations, which is science. And because of institutions, money, and ego, certain things get withheld, certain things get killed at their inception, certain things just don't even, you better never tell anybody ever again.
Yeah.
You bury that. You know how they found them ruins in a certain place and they had to bury them back in the United States. Habla español también y frío. Dije lo que no hay. Okay, sure. Yeah. Put Tommy up. Put Tommy up right there. That's it.
Yep.
That's the hobby right there.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a whole other subject that we could
exactly
on for another few hours. But look, we've been at it for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday. People got stuff to do. I just want to say thank you once again. I'm amazed that you guys are willing to share this time with us.
Me too.
Really,
this has been amazing.
It's awesome that you guys are willing to hang out with us for all over 2 hours now. But hopefully it's stuff that you guys are enjoying. We love to hear feedback from you in the comments. Let us know. Let us know if this is exactly what you guys like hearing, or maybe it's not. Either way, we really would like to get some feedback. So,
then follow us on social media. And the reason I say this is because a lot of the things we discuss, we substantiate with our post, and that'll give us an opportunity to engage with you all and to grow and explore these ideas, because it's ongoing. I'm hobbying as we speak. Jorge, you're hobbying as we speak. So hit us up on social media so we can explore some of this stuff, because there's a lot of cool projects going on behind the scenes, all of you, and I like to share them with you guys. So thank you guys for stopping by. Jorge, take us home, G.
All right. Well, thank you once again. Don't forget, starting tomorrow till the 1st, Fish Fam Christmas is going to be going on. I know we typically only stream every other week, but because it is the holidays, don't be surprised if we pop up on an unscheduled stream. We might have something special for you guys. So just keep an eye out. And if you're not following us yet, follow us so that you guys don't miss out. I want to thank you all once again, and we'll see you soon, and maybe sooner than you might think. So,
y'all have a good one, man.
All right, you too.
Have a
You guys take care. All right, bye-bye.